What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WWE Network and Show, where I, Graham G.S. Matthews, break down all the original content you watch on the WWE Network and on Peacock. And today we're talking the March 4th, 2023 edition of the SmackDown LowDown from today. We had Jackie Redmond, Matt Camp in the studio breaking down a very enjoyable SmackDown from Friday, which I already did my own audio review of earlier today, so check that out if you haven't already. To start off the show, they replay the Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns segment, not the entire thing, but I wouldn't have complained if they did. Just the highlights of it and the final few minutes of it. Great stuff. I already talked about it at length in my SmackDown audio review, but this was tremendous. Cody Rhodes, or rather Matt Cam, not Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes was not on the SmackDown LowDown this week. Matt Cam said that no one on the Bloodline right now, it was pretty evident with them coming out for this segment, is on the same page currently. Roman Reigns is playing mind games. He might be telling the truth about Dusty and Cody and whatever, and it's getting to Cody, which is his goal. Jackie said, though, that Roman might be, by what he's saying, with what he's saying, might just be motivating Cody and not, taking a dig at him or getting an advantage for himself. No, he might be motivating Cody to want to beat Roman that much more. They hype up Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Viking Raiders for next week's SmackDown. They throw it backstage to Megan Moran, who spoke to Ricochet and Braun about the match. Ricochet said that last week was a statement with what they did and kind of fending off the Viking Raiders after they attacked Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. Braun Strowman says that he said that they don't really know what they've gotten themselves into. And their whole catchphrase, I guess, for Ricochet and Braun is fool around and find out. Except that the actual catchphrase is another F word instead of fool. It's another four-letter F word they can't use here. But their PG version of it is fool around and find out. And that's what it's going to happen next week when they take on the Viking Raiders in tag team action. In the studio, they recap Rhea Ripley's win over Liv Morgan. Good stuff. They also preview Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley, not really saying much more than what hasn't already been said. SmackDown Women's Championship match at WrestleMania. They recap the Santos Escobar match versus Dominic Mysterio that was won by Dominic. Jackie said that what Dominic continues to do to Ray is disgusting, and this is coming from someone who at one point was hoping that Ray and Dominic would get back on the same page, reunite, be family again. At this point, she's pissed. Jackie, the perspective that she offers on the shows is like the casual fan. She's worked here for about a year or two now, but you can tell she wasn't really watching WWE much prior to that point. And she is a fan. I mean, she must have, actually. I think she was talking about WWE on another show, one of those Canadian talk shows. I forgot what it was called. For a while before this, she probably has been watching a while. I can't say that for a fact. But Matt Camp is kind of like the historian, hardcore fan, so Jackie offers a different perspective, which I like, and she is just at this point fucking fed up with Dominic and done with his shit, which I like. And Matt Camp says that Ray has to get to a point. He will not hit Dominic until he starts to see Dominic as more of a superstar and not his son. They recap the Intercontinental Championship segment. They replayed that with Karrion Kross getting in there, Drew, Sheamus, New Day, LA Knight, all wanting a shot at the Intercontinental Championship. LA Knight tells Megan Morant backstage that Drew and Sheamus have got to stop complaining about opportunities that just they aren't earned. They aren't owed, rather. He talks more about New Day and says that he wants to walk in as the Intercontinental Champion, walk into WrestleMania, the Intercontinental Champion, and walk out of WrestleMania, the Intercontinental Champion. So in the studio, they preview the Fatal 5-Way, Knight, McIntyre, Sheamus, Cross, and Kingston. Next week, the winner earning the next shot at the Intercontinental title. Matt Camp recaps the Jay Bloodline saga dating all the way back to late 2020, where he was the first challenger to Roman's Universal Championship, and he fell short. He fell short before falling in line and becoming the right-hand man to Roman Reigns, the main event Jey Uso that we all know and love and whatever. And he's kind of fed up. We haven't seen him since Elimination Chamber. Actually, he was on SmackDown last week, but he didn't say or do anything. So, anyway, speaking of which, they do recap the main event here with Solo Sikoa beating Sami Zayn before Sami got the better of them and ran off. Sami Zayn tells Megan Morant backstage that it was an emotional night, and he recapped the whole saga, what's going on right now with Roman Reigns threatening Jimmy Uso, holding him accountable for Jay's actions. We get some news here. He challenges Jimmy Uso to a match in Boston on Raw this Monday. And that's a big deal because they're already doing Kevin Owens and Solo Sikoa. Are we going to get the reunion of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn on Monday? Are they holding out? I could see them doing that. We still have another couple of weeks until WrestleMania. Who knows? But what I love about what Sami mentioned here, and Matt Camp mentioned this as well, what makes this match so notable for Boston and why they're not saving it for SmackDown next week, which is what I thought he was going to say, was that Boston, which is where I was when this happened, was the same site as Survivor Series back in November, where the Bloodline was at their peak, and all of them were on the same page. The Usos, Paul Heyman, Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns, and even Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn helped Roman Reigns win the match that night for the Bloodline, and they were all on the same page, if only for a couple of weeks. And now they're back in that same city with Sami Zayn taking on Jay, after Jay told Roman, I'm going to end this Sami Zayn stuff once and for all, and he didn't. So now they're going to go one-on-one, which I really, 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 really like. So Jackie says that, Matt can't mention the Survivor Series stuff that I just mentioned. Jackie says that Sami Zayn wants to show with this match that Roman is also using Jimmy the same way he's used Jay and the same way he used Sami Zayn when he was a part of the group. So they promote the big Raw on tap for Monday, including Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa. They're doing that match. What other match? I thought they promoted a bunch of matches for next week. They didn't say it here. I know Bianca Belair is taking on Carmella in non-title action. John Cena will be on the show, and Logan Paul will be there to confront Seth Rollins. So they are stacking the show for Monday, in addition to Sami versus Jimmy Uso. I'm looking forward to it. That was the SmackDown LowDown for March 4th, 2023. Thank you guys for checking out my review. I appreciate it. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Have an awesome one, guys. I'm Graham G. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.